Wow.
Yes.
And that was all systematically designed to put black people back in poverty.
Yes.
And you believe that's what's driving the violence.
Huh?
And you believe that's one of the root causes of driving the violence in the black community.
No. Your son, my son, has no excuse. Has no excuse. No. I could have been a criminal. I don't have no excuse to be a criminal.
I got a song called No Excuses.
No excuses. But then there's another song, Before You Abuse Me, Criticize Me, or Misuse Me, Walk a Mile in My Shoes. Know where I came from before you judge me on who I am today. We have opportunities. This is a land of opportunity. Yes.
So what do you think black people can do collectively to change what's going on in our community?
Work together.
Unity.
Unity. You work together.
So that's the number one way of keeping us at the bottom, is divide and conquer.
Yeah.
So as far as the NAACP, because we don't have that many black organizations around now to pull us together or fight for us when the system is still attacking us. Like the NAACP, who today the president is Pastor Hightower, I think Melvin Hightower's son that you grew up with. What are your feelings on the NAACP?
I didn't grow up with him.
He was your pastor.
He's a baby I met.
Well, I mean his father.
His father. I grew up with his father.
Yeah, his father. How do you feel about the NAACP organization on a national level, and what has it really done for African Americans in this country?
In its infantile state, it was the voice of the black person. They listened to John Glenn. They didn't always agree with John Glenn, but they listened to him. There couldn't have been a Tri-County Urban League if that wouldn't have been an NAACP. John Glenn was telling the truth, and they couldn't stand the truth, so they went to Louisiana and found Frank Hammer. Somebody would tell the truth without being mad at them. And if you saw a picture of Mr. Glenn, he looked like he was an angry man. He wasn't an angry man. Frank Hammer was a smiling man. And so what does white folks like? Smile. They're afraid of black folks when they get angry.
Wow. So, Pastor, as we know, Dr. King gave his life for the sanitation workers. You said, hey, they have value as well. And back then, Pastor, garbage man wasn't making anything, and now you look at it now, so union.
Garbage man was making the money. Black garbage man wasn't making no money.
Correct.
Garbage men always made money. But black garbage men wasn't making money. What they would make you work for nothing for, they paid white men to do it.
Wow.
Yes. So that ain't nothing.
And Pastor, you shared a story with me, and I shared with Mr. Muhammad. And can you please elaborate on it? How a white lady approached you one time and was able to say that her husband had left you a special gift with money, but that money was not meant for you, as you said. God shared with you that money was meant to bless others.
No blessing that you have was meant for you only. We are a part of a community. And a happy community is a happy community when everybody is happy. As much as I can figure, I've given at least $12 million away to Africa.
Wow.
Monrovia, Liberia.
Wow.
Man was designed by God to share. Love your brother. as you love yourself. If you hate your brother, you hate yourself. We need each other.
Without a doubt.
Most definitely.
You was talking earlier, you spoke on something about Lucifer, Satan, that I felt like was very interesting. I think Mr. Williams asked me how much power he had, and I said none. And you said, oh no, he has a lot of power. Can you elaborate a little bit on that for us?
He was next to God in wisdom. He was next to God in authority and power. God appointed him to rule over a certain part of the universe. God gave him position and power. Until one day he decided that he wanted to have more power than God. I'm going to build my kingdom above the heavens, and I will be superior to God. And God said, no, I can't allow that. And he brought him down to side. And he's a servant of the Lord today.
You say he's a servant of the
Yes.
Lord. So he is still doing God's work, you're saying?
Huh? Dirty work.
Dirty work.
God's adversaries have to be brought under control.
Got you. I could definitely totally get that. Now, you saying that when he spoke, his voice sounded like harps. So he was a musician.
Music was set in him. There was no such thing as a piano or organ, as a harp or flute. He opened his mouth and there was the sound.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So do you believe
God created man for music. And Lucifer was appointed over the music. And that's the reason your best bands in the world today are sinners.
and a lot of them claim to be Satan, Luciferian worshipers?
Yeah, but you know, your best singers started in church choirs.
Right.
Yeah, so
I always heard the saying, Satan want his spot back in the church.
he never lost it.
Never lost.
Never lost it.
No.
So that's why I love talking to this man already. Now, as far as, I believe music is one of the things that's driving the violence in our community today. The violence.
Twisted music.
Correct.
Twisted music.
Correct.
Music was made for man and man for music.
Correct.
It changes your attitude.
Right.
If you're feeling down, you sing Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Love lifted me. Music. Man, it's in his bones. It's in his mind. Yeah.
And it's also one of the number one teaching tools that we have. Most kids wouldn't know their ABCs if it wasn't for the song, right?
Perhaps not. And the learned and the unlearned loves music equally. The retarded and the brilliant love music.
So Lucifer, understanding that he has this power, God granted him this power, he realized that he can use that power against us to manipulate us, right?
I don't give Lucifer more power than he has. We have power. Yes. I can't make you do nothing you really don't want to do.
This is true.
Lucifer cannot make me do anything that I don't want to do. I do it because I want to do it. I'm big enough to do it. I'm black enough to do it. I'm strong enough to do it. We give power to the devil.
More power than
He deserves.
Then he gives us. He don't give us the power. We give it to him.
So do you believe man can defeat the forces of evil, the influence of Satan
I have.
on their own without God?
No, without God, I can do nothing.
So the only way
Okay, you cut off the source of my light. Your light, you don't have light. God is our source. He's our source. And without the source, you don't have the result.
So,
in Him, God, we live, we move, we have our being.
and you believe that Lucifer was never cut off from that source as well?
Having preeminent over the source, no, it was never cut off from it. We give it to Him. You got children
Yes, sir.
who bring the music in home. Now,
I do.
you better believe it. You better believe it.
Yeah. I tell people all the time why my
Who
son.
set the temperament in the house? You do.
Correct.
And a lot of men say, my wife won't let me do nothing. You're crazy.
Crazy. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. One of the reasons why I tell people why I have such a good son is because I control the music that he listens to, and that's
And
playing
the
in my
reason
house.
you have a good son because you have a good woman. You'll be surprised what she lets you do.
Yeah.
A lot of men think they're boss. But let me tell you, if your wife isn't happy, you can have your best suit on, your best shoes on, and sitting in front of your best food, you ain't happy. Mama is the joy of the house.
Now, what about kids that grow up without a mother, or even without a father? Because I
grew up without a father.
I grew up
but
without a father as
I didn't
well.
grow up without a father figure. My 14-year-old brother, when Daddy died, became my father in every way. He didn't get saved until he was 38, but he taught all of the brothers not to have babies all over town. Stick to one woman.
But Pastor, you've done that as well. Look how many young
No,
men.
but he did that. Mama had 17 kids and a 13-year-old son. And he was in charge.
Say this your brother?
That was my brother. He died at 38. Yeah,
Wow. How did he pass?
heart attack. Well, no. Girlfriend poisoning.
Wow.
Yeah. She wanted to continue the adultery relationship. He got saved and he said no. She had a fish tank for him. And that was it.
But see, Pastor, you don't take no credit for it, but you know, it's many men that I have met in the city of Peoria that say you changed their lives, Pastor.
You were created to change somebody's life. If every man changed one person, every man in the world would be changed. You were created to change, influence, empower somebody. And the more you want to do it, the more grace God will give you to do it. The man that I've never met in my life, he was an executive of Caterpillar. He left me half of his stock. And I let it stay there until Obama served his second term. And I cashed. And the Lord said, you know that's not your money. And I gave it all away.
Wow.
Every penny of it.
Wow. I wish I would have lead in and could have got a check.
He said he wish he could have known you then, he could have got it. But so, what's it?
I was too wise to give it to you.
So now, Pastor, the Lord blessed you to be able to do that. Can you name some of the positions that people received from that? I mean, became executives themselves, business owners?
Greg Caruth,
Yes, sir.
Sherman Jones, Elton Bryson, all of the 600 men that I hired at juvenile court at Peoria County Courthouse.
Percy
And
Baker.
other. Yes,
Percy Baker.
I was created by God. I couldn't stay in Mississippi. I had to come to Peoria because that's where my work was.
Now they call Peoria the city that if it plays here, it plays anywhere. They say this was a city.
Peoria is one of the most gifted cities in the world.
I've always felt like that.
You can be whatever you want to be in spite of it. There's enough conflict here. We need conflict to grow. We need discouragers to grow. We don't need everybody to agree with us.
Wow.
We need somebody to tell you can't do it. Oh, yes, I can.
Wow.
We need them all. We need them all.
So what would you say has been your greatest achievement?
I don't know.
What has brought you the most joy out of doing your ministry and your work? Like you
I
said, being
can't
here.
name perhaps the most beneficial aspect, and I may be all wrong, is my input in Monrovia, Liberia, Africa. I've given them maybe $5 million or more dollars. Last year, I gave them, I said to the director, I ain't giving you no more money because on an average I would give about $70,000 a year. And I didn't make $70,000 a year.
Wow.
But I would give it. And I said, I'm not giving you any more. And the Lord woke me up and he said, I want you to give her $500 a dollar. And I'm like, what? He said, ain't gonna cost you nothing. And I said, I sure want to hear this. He said, you took out an insurance policy 57 years ago, deeded to her. And I deeded it to her. It was about $700,000. But when 700,000 American dollars got to Monrovia, Liberia, it was $3.5 million.
Wow.
Because you get $7 for every $1.
Wow.
So last April, I gave her $3.5 million.
Wow.
Bless him.
Wow.
At one time.
And that was because the Lord put it on your heart to do that.
I've been doing similar things like that for the last 40-some years. And she got married. And when a woman gets married in Africa, all that she owned goes to her husband. And he sold it. And Rachel told me about it. She was taking it to court. I said, you're not gonna win because it was legally done according to the law. I'll help you build another campus. And so I set out to do that. And so I paid off the new campus last year with one swipe.
Wow.
So, but I've given Camp Bethesda at least $6 million American dollars.
It's crazy how you said it reminded me of God had told me to feed the police department, to buy them all lunch. And I had that exact thought you had. What? I don't know about this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to show me how this is, is going to be beneficial. And I said, I'm going to do it, God, because you telling me to do it. I might not understand right now, but I'm sure you got your reason. I said, just give me a minute. I might lose a couple points with the community feeding the police right now. And probably 2 days later, I'm watching TV, and it's a cop on there, and he's dealing with a domestic situation between a black guy and a black woman. And it's the black woman's fault. She beating up the guy, and the guy said, I don't want her to go to jail. Just take her away from here. And then the cop, he's white cop, being so nice, he didn't want to take nobody to jail. And he asked the guy, he said, you want to press charges? He said, nah. He said, she'll be back over here later today. And the cop, he was so frustrated because he had did all this to mediate the situation, not take nobody to jail. It did just for the guy to say, oh, she'll be back over here later today. We'll be sitting out here in the car, vibing. And the cop looked at him like, she better not come back today. She probably come back tomorrow, but you better give me 24 hours. And at that moment, I thought, man, imagine that cop got to go home and deal with his own kids, his own wife, his own situation.
His own problems.
His own problems. And you become a cop. You really did become a cop to be a counselor. But you a counselor, you're a babysitter.
Some of the nicest folks that I've ever met in my life has been was police officers.
Yeah.
That isn't the way the police department started. The Ku Klux Klan was deputized as the police department.
Wow.
As was deputized. So they could, after the law was passed that you couldn't beat up black folks, then they made them police officers. And I can remember when police officers in this city, black or white,
Yes.
was haters. Yeah.
And I remember this, brother.
Well, God turned the heart
Yes.
around
Yes, he has.
because they met other folks. There was a lot of folks white folks that didn't like Mr. Quinn, but there was a lot of folks that loved him so much they paid his salary so he could do what he did. So there are more folks that loves you than
hate you. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Pastor. We got 2 more questions for you. One of them I want to ask, what advice would you give to an aspiring pastor or someone who want to be a minister in today's society?
Make sure that God called you. 99% of them are not divinely called.
99%.
Right.
So if you got 9 pastors, 10 pastors in your community, only one of them.
I said, now I'm talking about the worldwide.
Okay.
Period may not represent the world, and it may represent the world.
99%.
It may not be 99, but 97%.
It's in the
That's
90s
still high.
stuff.
That's in the
It's in the
90s.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 80% of folks that is in business wasn't called to do what they're doing.
This is true.
That's true.
This is true.
So it's a vocation.
Yeah. So I do
But
music.
unless you are divinely called by God, stay away from it. The price is too high. The devil is a mean devil. And he sets out to kill you. His mission is to rob and to kill and to destroy. That's his mission that he put out there. I came to rob, to steal, and to destroy you.
And I want to clarify, when you say the devil, you're not speaking of white men or
No, I'm talking about Satan.
You're talking about the fallen angel.
I'm talking about the destructive spirit to man, life and soul. Behind it, there is a, quote, demon. Behind all goodness, there is a God.
And so you believe Satan is an actual entity unto.
He's operating behind it.
Devastation of revelations up in your lifeline. Lucifer, the angel of light, killed in the nighttime.